anymore. My toxicness will stop me from loving myself or trusting others in my peaceful place. Not anymore. My lack of post-trauma is going to stop me from my future growth. Yes, not anymore. I know I'm powerful. I know I'm overcoming. I know I'm a positive. I know I'm loved. And yes, not anymore. I'm dope. Dedicated to other people's empowerment. I love my dopeness, and so should you.
Hello. Hey, Erica, how are you doing
Hello.
today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for coming on the Power of Your Voice book tour. And it's an awesome and a pleasure to have you here. Can you tell everybody who you are and where you're from?
Yes, I am. And thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I am Erica A. Meadows. I am a poet and a published author. First book in the works here. It's in process. So I'm excited about it. I am from Durham, North Carolina.
Yes. Hello to everybody's out there that's watching. Special shout out to Laura. Thanks for the text. Please make sure y'all are sharing, liking, commenting, and letting the others know about what is going on today and empowering your voice. So tell us a little bit on how you got into poetry.
I started writing poetry about, I don't know, maybe 1997. I moved to DC from New
Okay.
Jersey, and that's where I started writing. I think it was just I didn't know anybody. I was new to town. I was, kind of feeling a little depressed, and I just started writing my feelings. And I wrote something, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds that sounds kind of good. Let me see if I can do it again." So I did it again, and so I just been doing it. Yep, since
Yeah,
then.
absolutely. I mean, it's a thing, that's a great way to get things out because I started writing poetry when I was 12. So to be able to put it on paper from pen to paper is a great way to express things. So
It is.
absolutely. So was your first love just writing or was your first love poetry?
My first love was writing. The poetry came later.
Mm,
I discovered that I had the poetic technique, so to speak, um, as I started writing. And so with that, I started to try to make a flow. And then I said, well, there's not really a flow. Just say what you got to say. And so what I would write it all down and then I go back and edit it. But it wasn't much editing to do because 9 times out of 10, whatever you put on the paper first
mm-hmm.
is what it is. You
Right.
know what I mean? And it actually flows pretty good. So once I do that and I initial it and date it, it's a done deal.
That is dope. Definitely. So you said you are a newly author. So how did you
Yes.
decide to publish a book? Like what inspired you to become an author?
Um, I keep a personal notebook of my poetry. Had a few friends read it, and they're like, "Oh, it's really good." Da 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 da. You should put a book together, And I said, "Oh, maybe." And it took me some time before I really started to really process that idea, you know.
Right.
And then I said, "Well, let me go ahead and start talking to some people." And I met with someone who kind of guided me along what I needed to do to start. And then I met a young lady at work who introduced me to my publisher, and it's been
Nice.
going since then, and it's just flowing, and I'm
That
loving
is
it.
beautiful. That is beautiful. Now is your book just gonna be is it gonna be nonfiction, fiction, or is it gonna be a poetry book? How's the layout?
It is a poetry book. It is a poetry book. It is what I consider to be um layers of me, right? The name of the book
Hmm.
is Dimensions of Me. So it is me lifting up small layers, different layers of myself throughout the poetry right now. This is just the beginning. I got book two in the works.
Okay, look, we
But
already booked two in the
yes.
works. That listen,
Yes.
that is definitely writing fever. You gotta take it for. It's like you get that bug, and it's like once you start one, it's like all
And you
in
got to
for the
keep it
next.
moving.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Exactly. So this one is just giving you kind of an idea of who I am and some of what I've been through and just some of my thought processes and how I feel about love and different things.
Okay. Now, when you got to when you got to put the words on the paper and you decided that you want to publish it, how
Hmm.
comfortable was you to decide to put your thoughts in a book for the world to read?
I At first I was hesitant, but then I became quite comfortable with it only because I'm comfortable with myself and what I've been through, my journey, and I'm figuring that there are plenty of people that have been they either know somebody or been through some of what I've been through. So I don't feel I'm pretty transparent as a person. So I don't mind sharing my story, and people can take that however they want to, but at the end of the day, I know somebody that's gone through some stuff that I've been through. I know there's people out there. So I'm not uncomfortable with sharing my thoughts and my feelings.
That is beautiful. So at first I was scared. So I asked the question because a lot of times you got to think about it. It's like, yo, they really about to read my thoughts because with poetry is really vulnerable. It's like
It
those are
is.
your vulnerable moments. So it's like
It is.
basically standing in the mirror and you just revealed everything. Like this is me.
Yep.
This is what it is. It's the
Yep.
naked truth. It's take it or
It
leave it.
is.
So
It is.
absolutely. We all have to get comfortable in our own skin to be able to share the most vulnerable parts of us. So I commend
Exactly.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, to
But
any
you do
author,
the same thing.
I do. I do. And it's you had to be ready to stand fearless through it and be brave through it to be able to help someone else. Because like you said, you know that somebody else needs it. So let's talk a
Right.
little bit about your story. Like tell us a little bit of background of what happened through your process of your story that you're delivering in the book.
For me, the writing is therapeutic. There was My history is domestic violence, and so the writing for me is therapeutic. So I get a
Gotcha.
lot of my feelings out that I maybe ne- that little girl maybe wasn't able to get out. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Um, so now I'm her voice, so to speak. So that's how I look at this, and when I'm writing. So there is some trauma, and there's also healing,
Right.
which has taken place, which is why I am where I am right now.
Right. And that's
So
that's so that's so awesome because so many times people get stuck after still having trauma from a younger age or just going through trauma itself, and they forget that they still have to love on themselves after it happens, and they still have to
exactly.
do the work to become a better version and not proceed in the same directions that they were in before. So
Right.
absolutely it's definitely
It,
needed. It's definitely needed to be talked about.
right. It's easy to get caught up in that cycle. It is a
Right.
cycle. And unless you're familiar with it, then you just don't know. But because I know a few people that just don't know, they're fortunate
Mm-hmm.
enough to not to
Right.
have to know about that cycle, but it
Right.
is a cycle. And once you grow up in that environment, you think it's okay when you step
Mm-hmm.
out into the world and you get into a relationship and those things continue to happen. You feel like, well, this happened when I was coming up. This must be the norm, but it's
Right.
not. And
Right.
unless you take the time to heal,
Right.
acknowledge it and heal, then you get kind of stuck in the same place.
Yes, it's definitely like understanding that you're broken and you were in broken situations and you have to mend the broken pieces that we thought that was natural love, which it wasn't.
Right.
So absolutely. Now, to future authors out there that's looking to get into becoming an author, what advice do you have for them?
Stick with it. Stick with it. Use your resources. Start reaching out. Start putting yourself out there. Keep writing. Whatever you do, keep writing. Keep writing. And use platforms such as this, and other platforms to get yourself out there. But keep pushing. Keep doing it. It can come to fruition, but you do have to put in the work.
Absolutely. So, what is your goal plan for the next, I say 2 years? As far as for I know you have another book you said just coming. Anything else that you have under wraps that you're looking forward to do as far as with your book or expanding your business?
Um, I plan on getting into reading greeting cards,
Mm,
and looking
okay.
into to building a brand for myself in the greeting card industry, and as well as continuing to write my poetry. I'm writing poems for book two, so it's not quite ready yet. But like I said, it's in the works. So I'm excited.
I'm
I'm just excited
excited.
about it all. Yeah, I am. I mean, I don't sound like it, but I
You
am.
know
I'm
what it
really
is?
excited.
You're excited, and sometimes it still feels so real for you. And
It
what
does.
it is when it actually comes, you can be like, wow, I really did it. So I know you're excited.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, you know how you have like the nervous energy and the anxiety on what's gonna happen, and how, like you said,
Yeah.
sometimes we overthink certain stuff, like, okay, I gotta figure it out, and
Yes.
but it's just like taking it one step at a time. It's like having a
Yes.
newborn baby and learning how to make it grow.
How to care for it. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So, I'm loving it. I'm ready for the next steps. I'm gonna get this book out here. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I know it will. It's got a variety of nice stuff in it. For everyone that I'm sure everyone can relate to each poem in some way, shape, form, or
Absolutely.
fashion.
Let's give them one taste of one of the poems right now.
All right, then. We're gonna start with a poem that I call Bright. The sun shines bright on a soul so pure. The sun shines bright when the moon is full. The sun shines bright with a love that's meant to be. The sun shines bright like a kiss from afar. The sun shines bright even if you have to part. The sun shines bright in the dark times you see. The sun shines bright even when there is no sight. The sun shines bright because your life is meant to be. The sun shines bright, although your heart may ache. The sun shines bright when you put in your hardest work. The sun shines bright when you treat people right. The sun shines bright on those you've wronged. The sun shines bright even when you're abused. The sun shines bright even when you feel used. The sun shines bright with that new job you can't see. The sun shines bright even in this pandemic state. The sun shines bright when you wake up every morn. The sun shines bright even though you're in grief. The sun shines bright even when you feel torn. The sun shines bright when you are now called home.
I love it. I love it. Can you tell us
Thank
like
you.
what was your thought process, and how did that make you feel writing that? Because the sun shines bright, and sometimes you have to say that in order for the darkest days to remember that it's going to be a brighter day on the other side.
Right. So everybody's going through stuff. The pandemic was tough. People were stuck in houses, and in the pandemic, I think about coming from the background of abuse. I think of those that are being abused that are now can't get out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, Even the children, anybody, they don't talk about abuse for men, but there is that. So you think
Hmm.
about, I was thinking about that and how everybody's going through something.
Right.
So my goal in my poems is no matter where I start, I always try to end on a bright note. I always try to end on something positive. So with this one, it was basically okay, the sun is still shining. I don't care how hard it's raining outside, right? Or on me right now with everything that I'm going through, but the sun is still shining. I see it. I just got to get to it.
Right.
So it's remembering in those dark times that, there is light. There's light at the end of it, and it doesn't last forever. The sun is not going to always shine, but the dark times don't last forever either. So,
Absolutely, so true. Now I know you are very big on mental illness awareness. So can we speak a little bit about the views and the awareness of mental illness?
sure. Mental illness, I think as a people, for Black people, I don't think we address it enough. um I think there's a stigma with going to therapy for it, but if it's needed, it's needed.
Right.
I myself have several diagnoses. I don't take any more of my medications. And my focus is on me and holding myself accountable for everything I do, everything I say, how I act, how I react, all of that. So um, I am a very big advocate for therapy and being there for people who are going through things, and trying to help them find their way through it, and reminding them that it's still bright.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? It's still bright. So
Absolutely. So, do you have a title for your second book that you have already, or is it
no,
just still no title? Okay.
nope,
Now,
not yet.
with the title of your book that you have now, how did you come up with the title, or decided what you was going to title your book as far as with this first project?
Like I was saying earlier, it's layers of myself, and I just kind of decided to name it Dimensions of Me because it's little parts of myself that you will see throughout each poem,
Nice.
if
Now,
that makes
what?
sense.
No, it does, because that
Hmm.
gives you so many different perceptions of what you've been through, how you're healing, and how you're functioning. So, yeah, it makes sense. Like you said, layers in which
Yes,
we go through different dimensions to be a better version of ourselves. We all have different, cycles of life that
exactly,
that changes. So I get it.
exactly.
I definitely
Yeah,
get it.
exactly.
What's your goals for your readers to get out of your book and your poetry and things from your message from your book?
My message is to always stay positive, always keep your head up, always believe in yourself, always follow your intuition. You should always be your biggest fan. You should
Amen.
always, you are the first person that you should be in love with, period. You know, um, and what I want you to take from my book is all the positive aspects that you can pull from it. Like I said, no matter how my poem starts, I try to end it with something positive. Take that positivity. If it helps you, use it, please. That's what it's there for.
Right. Use it to empower, inspire, and motivate yourself. Like
That's
an
right. And
affirmation if you have
encourage.
to. Right.
Yes,
Like an
yes,
affirmation if you have to. And you probably have somebody of one of your friends, cousin, sister, brother, somebody that might needs empowerment too. So you can recommend the book to them too. So, just spread the
definitely.
word. Spread the
Definitely,
word.
definitely.
Look,
Please
share the love. Sharing is caring.
share it. Exactly. It definitely
So,
is, though.
and you said, when is your book releasing?
Um, it is scheduled right now for release on September the 15th. That
Okay.
is not written in stone, but that is the estimated
Right.
date right now.
Right.
Yes.
For the listen, you have to take it, one step at a time. Right now, that's what we say September. Sometimes things happen and we have to push it back. But right now,
Right.
the look date is September.
It's September, yes.
Right. So are you ready to share your last poem for tonight to the beautiful
Oh,
viewers?
sure. Why not? All right, here we go. This one is called Loved You for a Lifetime. I've loved you for a lifetime. Where have you been with your strong alpha ass? Only a male alpha can master a female alpha, if that's such a thing. Not But I've loved you for a lifetime. Your assertiveness and drive makes my spirit come alive. I've loved you for a lifetime, my partner, my mate. You I will never forsake. In the midst of a storm, I'll be your calm, your blanket of comfort. I've loved you for a lifetime. If only you knew. I wish you had a clue about the beautiful things we could do as one. Build an empire. Our children will never know a struggle. We will set all of that far away from them. I've loved you for a lifetime. I've loved your mind, your body, soul, and spirit. In the epicenter of all tragedy, I've always wondered, would you love me the same? I'm serious as hell. This ain't no damn game. I've loved you for a lifetime. Looking high and low, I almost wondered, where would I go? What would I do? I'm not ready to live alone forever. I've loved you for a lifetime. My soul speaks to yours. My mind hears your thoughts. Our spirits pamper each other. Our bodies melt and become one. Hot damn, I never thought this shit was true. But we were sent to each other. It's only you that can fill me up and love me this way. I've loved you for a lifetime.
See, snaps. Now, But I love you for a lifetime. Where did that message come from? Were you going through something, or you just it's to your future mate that's coming, or what was behind that poem?
Behind it is, well, for me, I started to wonder, am I gonna be alone for like a long time? Do I need to prepare myself mentally to be by myself, And then I started thinking, no, that's not usually how it works, So let me see. When we find one another, whoever he is, it's gonna feel as if we've loved each other already before, and
Yeah,
that's where it comes from. If it's gonna feel like it's not gonna be new love.
right.
You know how people go through new love, the honeymoon
Yes.
phase. No, this is
Mm-hmm.
gonna feel like it's lasted forever. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's just been there. So that's
Like,
where it comes from.
I love it. It's very inspiring to those, that, we sometimes might sit at home and they're out there wondering, is there someone for them? So they is definitely needed for those to encourage them that their soulmate is out there. You just gotta, it'll come, but wait patiently. Don't force anything. You know what I mean? When it's
Exactly,
time, it's
exactly.
time. Because, so
And you
many
will
times,
know.
right. So many times we'll force relationships because we don't want to be by ourselves, or we don't know how to sit comfortable in our own skin to be alone and actually date
Exactly.
ourselves, to understand
Exactly.
that who we are, what we need, and the boundaries we need to set, because everybody don't deserve to have a seat at your table. So we have to
Exactly.
understand self first. So I love the poem. It's awesome. I can't wait for the book to come out. Be ready to get
Thank
those
you.
poems and energy and encouragement, and just, be able to just
Yes.
understand the different dynamics of you. So please let
Yes.
everybody know how to follow you, how to contact you. And definitely we're gonna have her back when the book is out. So, that way we can be like, yeah, the book is here now. This is where you can get it from.
There
So,
you go.
right.
I'm still working on a website, but for now, I can be reached on Facebook under Erica Meadows, Erica A. Meadows, I believe. And then on Instagram, it's Infinite Dimensions 22 on Instagram.
Absolutely. Now, can you leave the people with encouraging words to get them through next week?
To get you through next week, how about we focus on each day, each moment? Don't worry about yesterday is gone. There's nothing you can do about what's already gone and what's already been done. Don't worry too much about tomorrow because it's not here yet and it's not promised. So we're going to focus on the moment and we're going to enjoy the moments and we're going to make the current moments the best moments.
Awesome,
What I got.
awesome, Erica. Hey, I love it. I thank you, Erica, for
Thank you.
always coming through, dropping some nuggets and some gems for the people. You're so inspirational and inspiring. One day I want to grow up and be like you.
I'm trying to get like you, girl.
Stop it. But thank you, Erica. Everybody, this has been the Power in Your Voice tour with Erica Minos. And we thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment so people can know that her book is scheduled to be in September. Pick it up.
Yes.
And I guarantee
Yes.
you, you will not be disappointed. You
I
got
will not.
poetry to inspire you, encourage you, to give you the inspiration to understand that there's brighter days on the other side, and your soulmate is
Yes.
to come. So take all
Yes.
that
All
with
of
you.
that.
And y'all take it in and y'all share it with y'all friends. And please tell people about the Power in Your Voice podcast. Is on all platforms. It's on iHeartRadio. It's on Spotify. It's on Amazon Music. It's on Apple. It's on TuneIn. And it's everywhere. So please let your friends know. Like, share, subscribe. We love you and y'all have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Introducing to some and reintroducing to others. Speaker, entrepreneur, motivational coach, and author, Sheena Gadine. If you wish to contact her, you can contact her via email at sgadine16@gmail.com, or you can visit her website